Welcome back to Gamescom 2012. We are almost ready to wrap up this tournament after a very long week here in Cologne, and a very hot week, I have to say as well. It's been boiling this weekend, and that's just been the games. It is time for the consolation final, so let's bring out the teams. Please, a big round of applause for Microsity! And the losers of the upper bracket final now drop back down for a second chance at the cherry. Just being honest. Okay, this is a massive game. The winner of this will definitely go to Shanghai in China. The loser won't, but will finish in third place. But third place is the second of the losers. They don't want to finish third, they want to finish first. They have one more chance to get back into that grand final. So let's find out their thoughts with Azael.
Hey guys, so once again I'm here with Kuna, I'm here with Botar. So you guys, you just lost your last series, it's got to be a little disappointing, but you already took down one RLS. Do you think you can take down two?
Well, I'm not sure about that because every RS is playing a bit different, so you never know.
Okay, well, are you guys confident going into this match? How have you done against them online?
Well, I think it's at least better for us than Red Ticket Priest, so it's better.
Okay. So what is it that you think you guys have to do right? Are you still confident? Are you guys down on yourselves after the last series? Are you still feeling good? Still thinking you can win here and come back to the grand finals?
Yeah, of course. We're still really happy to be here, and we hope we can get the best out of this.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Good luck to you guys. Hopefully you do well. Kuna, I already know you're going to say you're going to win 3-0, but how are you going to do it? What are you going to do different than the other RLS? What do you think gives you guys the advantage?
I think against this setup, the key is really to swap on the enhancement shaman and kill him. I think that's pretty much the only way we can win if they don't do a lot of mistakes. So we'll play around that, we'll try our best. You have to survive when they pop walls and everything, obviously.
Yeah, it's obviously a really tough setup for Skens to fight against, with 2 shocks, 2 groundings, 2 tremors, tongues, spell lock, everything. What is it that you can do to help him out, to make his job easier?
I have to help him to cast. I have to kill the announcement shaman when his shock is up. We have to talk a lot, like every 3 seconds, and yeah, I have to help him to cast, basically.
All right, so you're obviously feeling confident. Do you think you're gonna win pretty easily here?
Honestly, I don't think that comp is easy. It's really annoying for Lock and Mage. They can shut him down easily, but we'll try our best and we'll fear them anyway.
All right, man. So there you go. 3-0 again from Kuna. You heard it here first. We'll see if he's able to live up to it. I'm going to throw back to Red Eye and head over to the commentary booth.
Thank you very much. Don't forget as well, if you want to join in at this particular Gamescom 2012, there's not much time for you left now. We're down to the last 2 matches, but if you do have Twitter, make sure you're posted in hash BWCWOW. That's BWCWOW. And also check us out on Facebook. You can go there, facebook.com/Blizzard or /the ESL or /ESL TV. Whatever takes your fancy. Leave us a message, we'd love to hear from you, and get involved in this World of Warcraft European Invitational. It is the consolation final now. Let's find out who's got the gahoonies to reach the grand final.
Well, who do you think has the gahoonies?
I don't know, man. I think it could go either way. We saw that double Shaman Warlock team looking pretty dominant against the other RLS, but I think that we're going to see some different things out of Kuna's team. And he says they're going to 3-0, but he says that every time.
Yeah.
I honestly, my heart says Microsity, man. My heart says RLS. So I still think they're going to come back, and I still honestly think they're going to win here, and I think they're going to come back and maybe beat the Red DK Priest, but we'll see.
So that's what your heart's telling you. What's your body telling you? Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, these guys have had a pretty rough road. The RLS had to fight a Ret Warrior Shaman that was eat nerds, get birds. Then they had to fight Gold Member, which was a 3 DPS. And then they had to beat Imminent Tomb, which is a Warrior Hunter Shaman. So they've had, for the most part, just cleaves that they've had to fight. And now they're going to have to fight an Enhancement Shaman and a Warlock. Meanwhile, this Enhancement Shaman Warlock Resto Shaman team has fought this Red DK Priest that was Gold Member, and then they fought Ninja Pole, an RLS. And like we said before, they did beat the RLS in a pretty convincing win.
Yep.
So we need to see something different from Kuna, Skens, and Flubba.
Yeah, to me, it's all going to come down to is Skens going to be able to put up the damage? Can he really get enough damage done here to be able to get his team a kill? Because it's like, as the Warlock, you have to avoid so many interrupts. You have to be able to fake those shocks, get out the pressure that your team needs to be able to get a kill. I mean, Kuna can do as much damage as he wants, but he's never going to really solo someone against this kind of a setup with G heals coming out and peels and all those hexes and everything like that. There's so much defensive strength in this double shaman team. So I feel like it's just going to come down, can Skens avoid enough interrupts, keep the pressure rolling, and allow his team to get a kill?
Yeah, that is Swapsy, I believe, the enhancement shaman on the team. He's ready to go, man. Look at him. He's inspecting his gear, making sure everything's looking good, because he knows this is going to be quite the battle that he's going to have to fight, because whoever wins this gets to go to China.
Yeah, man, I think, honestly, like, even though third place, you did really well, everything like that, maybe in the future you can look back and be happy. Third place for me at a regional tournament like this is the worst. It feels worse than anything else. It's because it's
worse
so
than fourth?
Yeah, way worse. It's just like, I don't know, you're so close, man. You're so close, and you're going to like analyze all the mistakes you made, all the things. You're going to just think back to it so much.
Yeah.
And I think it's just really painful. So it's, I don't wish it on anyone, but only one team can move on. Only one other team will be able to go to China. And we're going to find out who that is very shortly here, as these teams are just making their final preparations, and we'll be ready to hop in the game pretty soon.
Well, it's funny you say that regarding teams that are going to look over every single mistake that they make. I know that to be true. We have a lot of friends that have gone to tournaments and ended up losing, and they always talk about, if only I did this different.
Yeah.
And that's a really bad feeling. You want to walk away feeling proud of your games, even if you lost. That's the main goal.
And I mean, the thing is, you can do that, but I just think it's hard to go home kind of like and feel that right away, or feel that right away after the tournament. Maybe in a year or two, you're like, I got third. That's pretty damn good. And I mean, it is. Third place at the World of Warcraft Europe Invitational is nothing to be scoffed at. It's pretty awesome, but at the same time, it's just being able to go on, have a chance to win that grand finals is really the goal that everyone has. Winning the finals here would be great. Yeah, it would. But even if you got second here, you're still alive to win that grand finals, which is going to have a prize that's like 6 times as much as it is here. So it's insane. You have to get that top 2 spot.
Yep. So you guys can see we are going to be following Flubba once again, and I'll say it again. I love his UI. You can see everything going on. It's set up perfectly for spectating.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. And you can see that he uses some of the same abilities a bunch of times, so that you can see the cooldowns on them very easily, things like that. He has the major important cooldowns in the middle of the screen on the left. You can see his shock, his tremor, and his hex cooldowns. I like that a lot. There's the sap by Kuna onto that Warlock. Who are they going to open up on? We can see Healing Rain. Healing Rain has already been put down by Botar, which is pretty neat. It's something you should definitely do.
Yeah, he just really wants to prevent any of the starting bursts, but Kuna already death coiled once again. Such weird death coils coming out from this Warlock, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just feels like, do anything to stop that opener, because, the death coil did sit full, and they have so many interrupts with the Warlock. I guess he just feels like that's all they have to do. But, it's going to work out for him, at least so far. We'll see if they come to regret that. Smoke Bomb does go down. They're trying to get the damage going on Swapsy, but really not much was accomplished with that Smoke Bomb, unfortunately, for Kuna, as he has Howl to tear it off. It's trying to be dispelled by Flubba, but he's unable to get there. And now Flubba going to go into the Hex, as Skens is being pressured pretty heavily here and is in Fell Armor.
Yeah, and Skens' Warlock is his pet rather, is dipping pretty low already. I'd imagine we'd see more pet kills coming out of this team. It's fully dotted. It's even being hit by the enhancement shaman. There's a shock onto Bluckstack. He is playing the Warlock class. Probably doing a great job keeping his mana up. Botar's mana is fine too. Botar looks like he was being hit just a little bit. Might have just been from all the UA dispels, but Kuna was targeting him there. So let's see if they can get some
both
pressure.
Resto Shamans are basically full in mana. We can see a Riptide going down on the Fellhunter this time. There's the full Hex, though. Do they just want to focus that Fellhunter, which could be a pretty good choice?
Yeah, we need to see some big pressure coming out of this RLS at this point. It's you need to maybe go for a re-stealth or something in order to truly get some pressure going. But
look at all that damage coming out on the pet, and maybe we can swap over to Swapsy's point of view, see how the enhancement shaman is doing for a bit, because that pet is taking a lot of damage, and really we're gonna have to follow Swapsy to see where the damage is going. It looks like he wasn't wanting to hit onto Flub a little bit there, and actually a link was that he just linked by accident.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake there. He did not mean to, I don't believe. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him, as this RLS. I mean, that's a pretty big mistake to make when you have so much on the line here.
And a little bit annoying there, people inviting him anyway, guys. Please do stop that. But we are going to see, Flubba's doing the best that he can, trying to keep his team alive here, trying to dispel all of those dots and keep them all topped off. And he's doing a good job of it so far. The accident with the Spirit, like, it could be critical later. If he doesn't have that, maybe they want to swap to him. There's a coil actually onto Skens, and he's going to throw out that gifted Naru.
Yeah, and another pet does go down. And like you said, Naru is popped. Nature's Swiftness really the only cooldown available for him to use, as well as his trinket. He still has Healthstone available, but Kuna taking pretty big damage at this point. He's even popped his evasion. He's trying to prevent some of the damage coming. He's popped his Cloak of Shadows. And
there's the cloak actually used by Kuna. He's trying to get back there and kite away. And we see that there's a lot of damage coming out right now. The bomb is going to be used onto Swapsy. He's trying to do the best that he can to keep that damage going onto Swapsy. And Skens has been doing a really good job, honestly, keeping the dots up. It looks like Swapsy's actually in a bit of trouble, but Dotar is just dispelling those dots, throwing out the healing waves, playing it pretty slowly here.
Yeah, it's still a pretty slow-paced game. I would prefer for someone to just go Rambo and go all out, and that might be what they're doing onto Botar at this point, as they put him into a full kidney shot. He's in a little bit of trouble. He does pick himself up quite nicely. Good Riptides, and I don't know if they actually forced Stone Form, but they did use his ancestral. What's the cooldown?
He had to actually trigger that, though. Kuna's in a lot of trouble. He gets feared on that. He's going to have the Tremor, and there's the NS coming out just as the Chi Death is remaining. So remember, he has no Link still. NS is used, so he has really nothing left. He just uses his trigger and his NS, and there's no Link available. And, I mean, you got to hope for Kuna's sake that doesn't come back to haunt them, because Kuna's already cheated death. He does not have Cloak. There's the coil. Flubba going to go for the Shock Fake. He does get it, but will it be enough? A 1 big G heal does land. 2 will land and top Kuna back off. A full Hex, though, does come out onto Flubba.
Yeah, but check out Flubba's mana versus Botar's mana. It's about 90% to 50%. That's very good for Flubba at this point, but Kuna still taking so much damage. No real defensives available for him. Link is going to be up in a few minutes, so...
Yeah, so it will be up pretty shortly, and then at that point it won't really matter anymore. We can see that this Shaman, though, stuck into a full Fury. He has no Tremor available, and Skens is going to have to port out of there, as he was taking quite a bit of damage. He needs to tap now. Now there's a full Fear onto Kuna, and Kuna just trying to do the best that he can, keep that pressure up, keep the pressure off of his Warlock, who needs to keep those dots rolling.
Yeah, for sure. It's a rough situation to be in for either team at this point, because you can't really get anything going. There's Flubba, who's doing such a great job of dispelling all the dots off his team, making sure everybody stays topped, and then there's Swapsy and Botar just interrupting everything coming out from Skens. And there may be another pet kill here on Skens' pet. Hopefully Flubba can keep it up, as that's so crucial for them, as we saw in previous games. There was another Cloak of Shadows pop by Kuna at that point. He's at about 90% health, but look at that Warlock. He's completely He's at about 60% health. He's going to have to tap soon here, and that could spell big trouble.
Yeah, Skens, though, just lost another pet, and he's Soulburn Healthstone, so I don't know if he has a pet available. Using that Soulburn Healthstone may come back to haunt him. There's a Fear that was put down, but he's going to get a Healing Surge. He will catch a Riptide as well. It looks like he's going to be okay. We can see the Hex was put there onto Flubba, onto Kuna, and he does dispel the UA and the Hex at the same time. He's just trying to keep his team topped off, but for now, still no pet is out for Skens, and he's trying to run away. He's going to try to go for the Soul Harvest, or possibly just a resummon behind the pillar.
Yeah, another Naru is used onto Kuna there. And by the way, Link is up, so that mistake they had earlier, it's not really that big of a deal, thankfully. But still, mana-wise,
yep.
Botar has to find a way to get mana at this point.
Tremor has been forced there, as he was put into the Howl of Terror, so he's not going to have Tremor available. His Trinket is back up, though, and we can see that he's just trying to do the best job that he can to keep his teammates topped off. And I'm not exactly sure what they need to do to get the offensive pressure. The only time they really had it was against Botar. Now this Warlock Skens is in a lot of trouble. The Smoke Bomb has to go down, but it's on Swapsy, and Swapsy's down about 10%, 5% HP. Dream Soul comes in, but it is interrupted. Link now popped by Botar is going to be able to top him off.
Yeah, so he should be fine for now, but to force a cooldown like that, that's pretty crucial. And I don't know how long this match has been going on for. I believe about 7 minutes. But check out Skens' health. He's at about 50%. He's going for the banish on the Warlock of Bluckstack's pet, and he's completely and it is banished. So this could be big trouble.
Yeah, okay, so we do see that a lot of damage could come out there with that banish down. They're going to have to be careful about that. Botar, is pretty high on mana now. He's actually ahead of mana over Flubba. And, Kuna, Flubba, and Skens, though, they're doing a good job. The pet now being focused by this enhancement shaman. He's trying to just finish off those pets, and we can see this Warlock now is actually, taking quite a bit of damage. He's at about 60%. His pet is about half HP, but he does pour out of there. I think I just noticed Skens doesn't have a Soul Link.
Yeah, that's not good for him. Maybe his pet was sitting in a banish or something, or maybe he didn't notice when he got spell locked again when he resummoned one.
Yeah, look, there's no Soul Link. He
Yeah,
has no Soul Link up, man, and that could actually. This happened to the last team again. That this happened to, and it's like actually lost them the game. So it might end up losing these guys the game too. But they have to be so careful, man. They really just have to do the best that they can to notice that. And I'm surprised that Flubba hasn't noticed it either. And Flubba's gonna actually be taking a ton of damage. Oh my God, he spiked so low. He may need to link here. He gets to the Earth Shield. He's going for a G heal. I think he might have faked one shock there, but he gets Spirit Wolf Bash, and this Enhancement Shaman's gonna connect back to him. He is in a blind actually. And Kuna though taking a ton of damage on the other side of the map, and it looks like the Enhancement Shaman's gonna swap over onto him.
Yeah, Kuna is at about 50% at this point. Check out the mana though. Botar somehow managed to get some form of mana back. Maybe it was a really nice out of combat tide or something to that effect.
Yeah, and we see that there's some big heals that need to come out here. Crit G heal does land onto that Warlock, and now Artie, and that is Kuna playing that Rogue, is going to be catching some big heals as well. Botar has taken some damage. Swapsy looks like he's dotted up as well by Skens. He's trying to do the best that he can to keep this pressure rolling right now. But so far, that pet is about to go down again for Skens, and that actually might help him because that might make him realize that he needs the Soul Link up. But Flubba, doing a good job keeping his team alive. He does throw down a mana tide, I do believe. He still has NS now. He doesn't have Trinket, but he has Link. He has NS. And as we see, he is just trying to hold those cooldowns as long as possible. Swapsy, Botar, really just trying to do the best that they can.
Yeah, you can see he's not doing too well on mana either.
Yeah, okay, and so we see that so far there's a swap over onto Flubba, and Flubba is really just trying to take so much damage here as he was swapped to by the Enhancement Shaman. Did get dipped a little bit low. There's a Hex onto Kuna, and Kuna is going to be dispelled by Flubba. We see that right now Flubba just doing a pretty good job on his mana, but on the other side Botar is doing a little bit better, and Smoke Bomb goes down, but it is trinketed, and Swapsy going to get out of there, throw a Gift of Naru on himself again, and Swapsy doing a really good job defensively.
Yeah, and now Flubba still somewhat low on mana, but with all the pets dying from Skens, they need some way to end this game. They force, I think, a single Spirit Link has been forced by the RLS. They need to force more cooldowns here. Force a Nature Swiftness, get some trinkets going, but Skens just can't put out any pressure. And this is why this double Shaman team is so strong. Double shocks, double groundings, double tremors. It's so frustrating. But here comes some big damage as Spirit Wolves have been popped. And I don't know if Flubba can actually live through this. He's going to have to pop Naru on himself and just have to use so much defenses
but he
here.
did actually get that Geo off right in their face, able to get that free casted off. And Skens, his pet did die again, so now he has the Soul Link up, so that won't be an issue. Botar, his mana's looking really good. He's at about 55-60% mana, just throwing out healing waves the whole game, dispelling, riptiding, etc. We see the Kuna, he was taking a little bit of damage, going to get dotted up in that Frost Shock root. There's a banish onto Skens' pet. Full Hex does go down onto Flubba.
Yeah, Skens is at about 50% at this point. Full dots onto him. Thankfully, he does have Soul Link available on himself at this point. If actually a Warlock didn't get Soul Link, I would 100% not kill their pet. I would just make sure they didn't have any opportunity to notice that. But another pet does fall, so this is not good.
And he's actually MCS on the instant summon. I wonder if he's going to, he does get it off. It would have been nice to see a Hex come out or something. If they could have denied that, it could have been huge. But they're going to swap right back onto Flubba. No UA is up just yet, but he does get the Earth Shield. He's taking some damage here. He's actually just going to be Hexed as soon as he Earth Shields himself, which is really smart. But unfortunately, it did break to damage, so he will be able to get the Earth Shield up on someone else. But maybe that's a strategy they could employ. If the Enhancement Shaman could get that Earth Shield up, it could be huge with the swap. But Botar, at the same time, is at about 30% HP. He's dipping pretty rapidly, actually, taking a lot of damage, and some major defensive cooldowns may have to be used.
Yeah, I think Botar's in a little bit of trouble here. Still just trying to kite away from the Rogue and the Warlock, but he appears to be fine now. Swapsy does a great job of always making sure that no real cooldowns have to be popped. He throws some nice greater healing waves here and there, and it's a good thing. But Flubba still has Earth Shield on himself. He feels like he's going to be swapped to here, and I think he will be. Full dots on him, double shock. He's in a lot of trouble. His Warlock was sitting in a full Hex, and look at Flubba's health. He's so low. He's going to have to Link, but no one's inside.
Oh, and he does just go down, and wow. Had the Link, he had NS up as well, and Trinket, he had everything, but just unable to get those off before going down there, and they are going to lose the first game, and just be honest, looking pretty good.
Yeah, so just be honest, we'll go up 1-0 against Flubba, Skens, and Kuna. That is, just be honest, Swapsy, Botar, and Bloodstack versus what's their team name? Microsity.be. So you can see that is the team of. I continue. It's so hard to remember their team names, but just be honest, it's them right there, and that is Kuna, a very handsome Frenchman, and there is Skens, the very skilled warlock. And you know they've come so far to possibly go out in third place. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it would be really unfortunate, man, and you can see the frustration on Flubba's face there. And I mean, hopefully they're going to be able to come back. They are obviously, you know, down one game, but they're not out of it. It's just the best of 5, and you know they still have a chance to come back here and still win, man.
Yeah, for sure. I still think they have a good shot at it, but they need some way to get Skens to get some pressure rolling. Maybe it might even be worth it to play a different composition. You know, we saw the Ret DK Priest run 3 DPS a little bit earlier, so we know that they can swap comps, but can Skens play a different comp? I don't think Castercleave would be good by any means. I know Kun is an outstanding mage. If you guys haven't seen his videos, he has a few mage things that he puts out, mage clips. And he, you know, there's even one clip where he like 2v3s at 3 DPS. It's absolutely insane. So be sure to check that out. But like I was saying, I don't think Castercleave would be viable at this point. You need to probably have a melee train. But, you know, we saw the Ret DK Priest did just fine against this team. And that's, I don't know, man. I don't want to count him out because I'll just be proved wrong again. But Kuna, Skens, and Flubba do such an amazing job.
Yeah,
and
they do a really good job, man. I think I just don't know what exactly they have to do differently. It seems so hard for them to ever land that kill, and although they lived for a long time, you know, do you think they would have ever really been able to get a kill on Botar? It didn't look like they were too close.
I don't think so. I think Botar just won't fault. He had so many off heals. There's double Naru. That's 30% of your health from over 15 seconds. You have Nature Swiftness. You have Trinket. You have Hellstone. You have Spirit Link. And then you have off heals coming from the enhancement. It's just so much that you have to deal with. It's they must be so frustrated. That's Flubba right there. He looks so frustrated at this point to have to deal with all these shocks going in on his warlock. You know, as a healer, you always want that to end quickly. You want the games to end quickly. It's less stressful, etc., etc. So I feel bad for him.
Yeah, that's a little bit rough. I mean, it's really, really frustrating setup to play against. There's just always an interrupt. Especially as the Warlock, I mean, it's so annoying. And it seemed like those swaps to Flubba were extremely successful. Every time they went on him, they forced their shield. They got a lot of mana out of him. You know, I think that, honestly, maybe this double Shaman team should just be going to Flubba over and over.
Yeah, you know, I think that'd be the best idea because if he has Earth Shield on himself, which he needs, then he won't have Water Shield, and that means he's just going to run faster. It forces more cooldowns. If I were feeling super ballsy running this comp, I would put every single interrupt into Flubba and just tunnel damage into him all day. I would say, I'm not interrupting this Warlock, I'll give him a shot to kill me.
Well, I mean, it could work out, but at the same time, I still feel like even if one of the, you know, the Resto Shaman's just shocking the Warlock the whole time, you still have so many interrupts on that Shaman, because it's like, the Flubba still would have to deal with Wolf Bashes. He still has to deal with, you know, instant hexes and interrupt. Obviously, shock from the enhancement shaman, still spell walk everything, coil, etc., etc. So there's still a lot that they can do, and just even the pressure that they get, the amount of mana that they force Flubba to use is really, really important.
Yeah. Well, man, I love this RLS, but I'm not going to count them out. I'm not counting them out. I want to make that clear. They're not being counted out, but I think they're out.
Sounds like counting out, bro.
I'm not counting him out. But, you know, as a player, I don't see how an RLS can beat something that just stops all their pressure.
Yeah. I mean, I get you, but at the same time, you know, they were living for a really long time there. Like, it's not like they're never going to have a chance. They are going to get those chances. They are going to get dots up eventually. And I feel like, you know, with a really good swap to Botar, they may be able to get a kill. You know, Kuna used a lot of bombs onto Swapsy. There was one that was pretty effective. They got him kind of low, but I feel like for the most part, it's kind of a waste. You know, you're not really going to kill the enhancement shaman. he can always just pop his shield wall. It moves all the dots as well. And then, you know, they just interrupt the next UA, whatever, there's nothing up. So I feel like it's going to be really hard unless the Enhanced Shaman really messes up or the Warlock puts himself in a terrible spot. You probably can't kill them. So I feel like, to me, it's just going to be all about, you know, getting that soul swap up, getting a good swap on the Shaman, and just doing that over and over until eventually they mess up or until eventually you can get enough cooldowns out of them that you can get a kill.
Yeah, well, so much on the line at this point, guys. For those of you just tuning in, we are in the lower bracket finals. So whoever wins this goes to China alongside Yas Presents. That is Zuniaki, Another, and Kara running that red DK Priest. And then after they win this one, they'll have to fight that team to see who gets first place, who's going to walk away with 12,000 versus, I don't actually know the...
I think it's 7,500 or so, which is really good, but, you know, it's not 12,000. And we are live. We are going to be going into game 2 here. We're actually going to be following Swapsy this time, the Enhancement Shaman, and see how he's handling things on the other side.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised he doesn't have Skens as a focus. I guess they're probably going to target him for a lot of this game, and it's his healing rain that goes down. Okay. So they're just really trying to play conservative when it comes to mana, as well as make sure that the opener doesn't do too much pressure. But no sap will come out on this day, as everybody is in combat at this point. I believe Skens may have juked that shock there. Yeah, I think he did, and he is finally able to get some dots up. And it looks like
he's going to actually fake another shock there as well. And I mean, they're going to actually maybe try to go to Botar. I'm not exactly sure. These frames are pretty small here from Swapsy, and that's what we're judging off of. But anyway, Botar is going to get dotted up there. He does pop Gift and Naru immediately. He's taking a lot of damage here from this RLS, and he's actually dipping dangerously low. I feel like Swapsy might need to get back there and help him out because the bomb goes down, and Botar's still at about 30% HP. His second Gift and Naru does come out.
Yeah, and they've had to use both Narus, and that's not the position they want to be in. Nature Swiftness may have come out, I'm not too sure, but wow, that is a super small frame. I think he actually changed his UI a little bit since the last time, and now they are still going to be hitting Skens. Skens at about 90% health. Gets a nice Howl of Terror.
He actually trinketed after that ended and gets full Hex. That was a really big mistake there by Swapsy, but he will be dispelled out of that Hex by Botar. Botar, though, is taking some damage. Swapsy going to be fully dotted up, and Shadow Flame there on this RLS seems to be getting some pretty good pressure, I have to say, this game. It looks like the first pet is going to fall there from Skens. Wasn't the second, though, because no pet has come out just yet. It's still no pet. There comes the pet now. Maybe it was MCS, something like that. I'm not quite sure. Maelstrom proc is up now here for Swapsy. Swapsy's actually going to be swapped over onto, though, and the bomb goes down. He does pop his shield while removing all the dots, so they're immediately re-put back up, and he's at 50k. He's taking a lot of damage here from his RLS, but he catches a huge heal, and is going to be top back to full.
Yeah, that's very good for them. Swapsy's still trying to connect over onto Skens, the Warlock, for this RLS team. But Skens, he needs to get a big soul swap once again over onto the Shaman. If they can put the Shaman, the rest of Shaman, into a full blind, and then get a nice pet banish with no Earth Shield on the pet, or with no Earth Shield on the Warlock, I feel like the Warlock will be able to die, but Botar's health is dipping incredibly low. He's at about 20% right now. Some heals trying to be cast, and actually Spirit Link is forced there. Really nice job by this RLS to get that pressure going.
Yeah, good job there, and I think this is exactly what they needed to do. The constant swaps to Botar seem to really be paying dividends here, and he has that Maelstrom proc. He's going to throw a heal on himself with it. Full dots are up on this Enhancement Shaman once again. They're going to go over onto him with the Redirect Kidney, doing pretty good damage. We can see Haunt and UA are both up. No other dots have come out just yet. Grounding Totem does go down. Swapsy going to be taking some major damage, though, but it looks like they want to get back to Skens, who is fully dotted up. We see Flubba was just trying to dispel off those dots. They get the Corruption and the Agony, so not going to bother with the UA.
Yeah, and if we could swap over onto Flubba, because it is, his mana is pretty low right now. But look at this pet. It's another pet is going to fall here, and that has to be so frustrating for Skens at this point. Just so much not going in their favor. Fortunately, they have Force Spirit Link and maybe a trinket here and there, but those cooldowns are going to be up shortly.
Yeah, they definitely are, and this Enhancement Shaman is kind of moving around now. He's going to be hitting this Warlock in the middle of the map, doing quite a bit of damage. At the same time, we can see that Flubba's mana is at about 70k. He's looking pretty good. We can't actually see what Botar's mana are because there's no mana shown on the frames here for Swapsy. And there's a Maelstrom proc. He is going to just go over onto that pet, it looks like. Kuna is in pretty far. You can see his weakness up on him and everything, and it looks like they want to go him.
Yeah, I'd be hitting Kuna at this point. He's pretty extended away from his Shaman. Flubba's mana still doing pretty decently, and a pet banish when the Shaman was actually trying to hit it, so a little bit of a miscommunication there. And, you know, maybe they should just kill pets the entire game, because on this map there's absolutely zero chance of getting a hardcast summon up or a soul harvest, because pillars will fall and you won't be able to get the full channel off or the full summon, but it's definitely more worth it to channel a soul harvest, because that means 3 new pets in the time it takes to just summon 1.
Yeah, you also have to remember, you know, if they can kill that Fell Hunter and get a Soul Drain up on it, you can get 3 Soul Shards back that way, so that could be pretty nice, but we can see Skens instead going to go for the Banish on the pet. Manatide has gone down there for Flubba, and now we are seeing full dots on the Flubba. They're going to go over onto him, it looks like. The Enhancement Shaman has connected, but Botar is going to be taking, actually, the Warlock is down so low at about 10% HP.
Yeah, he's still in a lot of trouble. No Link is available still, I don't think. He needs to get picked up somehow. There was a Naro used by Swapsy, probably from Botar as well. Looks like he should be okay for now. He is going to, you know, try and kite away. But Flubba needs to get more offensive with the hexes, I feel like. I haven't seen too many being thrown out, but, you know, with double shocks, double groundings, maybe it's just not possible for him to do that.
Flubba is actually going to get coiled there. He has to trinket as the Spirit Wolves are now popped. There's a smoke bomb down on the other end on Botar. You know, can they actually take advantage of this, as this Enhancement Shaman is not there to help out his Shaman? He's going to come back now, going to throw out a big heal probably, as he does have that proc up, but he does get hexed and it's not being decursed. It is decursed now. He still has the Maelstrom proc up. He's going to be blinded full. Looks like he just wants to sit through that. Doesn't feel like he needs to trinket, and I agree with that, but he will not be sapped, so that is just a great sit there, and he's going to have his PvP trinket available for a more important time.
Yeah, I think he sat that because he knew his pets would be available and keep him in combat. So that's very good to do, especially if you feel like you could be swapped to at any point in time. They're going to be hitting this Warlock, and this Warlock's health is starting to chunk a little bit from this Enhancement Shaman, just connecting with him and really just making his life a living hell at this point. I think he might have gotten dots out there, which is good for him. And dismantle onto our Enhancement Shaman.
He has to be careful though. Look at his portal time. There's nothing left, man. It's about to expire, so he needs to relay that port. If you get caught without it, it's a huge problem. And Flubba though is taking a lot of damage. Every time he goes to Flubba, they just swap to Botar, and Botar dipping down pretty low. I guess there's a G heal there from Swapsy, who's doing a pretty good job. But these swaps are really good on Botar.
Yeah, this is a good position for our Enhancement Shaman team. They're just really, I feel like they can almost turtle at this point and then eventually land a kill. But Botar's health is dipping pretty low at this point. He's at about 50%. He needs to be picked up. A shock on that cast, a greater healing wave cast by Swapsy, but it didn't do much at all. Botar's still in a little bit of trouble, trying to pick himself back up. Looks like Flub is getting offensive with his shocks, trying to make sure less are being cast. But look at this health from this Warlock. It's chunking down drastically.
And he has no port, man. His port has expired, and he did not notice, so he's not able to port out of there at all. And they're actually just going to swap it over to Flubba anyway. It looks like the Enhancement Shaman will. But every time that Enhancement Shaman goes to Flubba, they just go to Botar. I love this. And he did get another port down now. We can see that he's going to go over on Akuna because Botar is in a lot of trouble. The smoke bomb does go down, but Botar looks like he's going to be able to live through it. G heal now coming out will not be interrupted. It does crit a 30k G heal, pretty important there for Swapsy to have landed. It is going to keep Botar, just fine.
Yeah, that's basically an extra Hellstone or even a Hellstone crit. I feel like another Link goes down. I'm not entirely sure whose Link that was.
Yeah, that was Botar's Link, actually. The big problem now is just the swap over onto Flubba. Flubba is at 30k HP, spiked down so low. He's going to have to pop Gifted and Naro immediately, but it might be Purge. We'll have to see. Botar is taking some pressure as well, but it looks like Flubba is taking the worst end of things so far.
Yeah, let's take a look at Flubba's mana. At 27k, Botar, I'm not sure what Botar's mana... Oh, as you can see on the target of his focus frame, they're about even on mana at this point. Swapsy is at 100k health or so. He does still have that Hemo debuff on him, so if Kuna wants to switch over and dance on him, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea. And that's what Kuna likes to do. I've noticed when I watch him play, he does like a tab Hemo, and that's just going to keep the bleed running, so he has I think it's 16% damage increase when you have
this is a full hex though onto Flubba, and we can see that Skens is dipping as a result of it. There weren't dots really fully up on him until just now though. Looks like this Enhancement Shaman Swapsy wants to go back maybe onto Kuna, and there's the Frost Shock Root. He's fully dotted up, and that is so annoying. You can't really dispel that with UA up and everything. But he's going for the G heal now. It's actually not going to be shocked. I think he just thought he was going to fake it, so he just let him do it. And at the same time, he's going for the hex now. He will fake that shock, I do believe. But Botar is going to be swapped to, and he's taking a lot of damage. Remember, he does not have Link. It looks like it's just Kuna over there for now. But Skens wants to push up, wants to get involved and get those dots going. A defensive coil coming down onto Kuna, though.
Yeah, so many defensive coils always come out from Bluckstack. They don't really try and use it to kill, and that's because they don't have something to really come out of that. Maybe a bash from the Spirit Wolves, but that's not too long of a too long of a stun. So that's the reason why you always see defensive coils coming out. And actually, they're still trying to kill more pets, a greater healing wave, attempt to cast onto Botar. Botar in a little bit of trouble at this point.
Another Naru did come up on him, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, man. He's quite low. He does land that one big heal, though, and that combined with the Naru from Swapsy, another G heal from Swapsy, probably going to be enough to keep him alive. It looks like it will. We can see that Flubba is down to about 17k, 15k mana, and Sken's just kind of being tunneled away on right now. Going for that haunt, not going to happen. He does get some dots up on Botar, but there's another grounding coming down. It has to be just so frustrating, man. There's just so many interrupts coming out always. There's a nice Hex, though, on Botar as he did get kidneyed, and it's going to have to be trinketed by Swapsy, and there's full dots up on Botar, and Botar down about 20% HP. Needs to get some big heals off. He's being spiked dangerously low. Howlett Terror comes in. It is tremored, but Botar is still sitting about 20-30% HP. Can they get a kill here?
They need to get the kill at this point in time. You can see he's at about 40%. Swapsy just decides, I need to get some pressure going. He summons his Spirit Wolves. Maybe he should try and get a bash onto Kuna or something. That way his Shaman can free cast a heal during the time that Kuna's stunned and can't kick. That's really what I would prefer to see at this point, and he's actually clicking the bash. A little weird to see there, but he is going to swap over onto Flubba. Flubba at about 40% health. Sken's still pretty low. And Nature Swiftness comes out from Flubba. He's going to start picking himself up, pick up his Warlock.
Oh, he gets full locked on that G-heal, man. I don't know if he is going to be just fine because he is in some trouble there. Remember, the Hex was trinketed by Swapsy, so he's going to be stuck in this blind full, and that may be enough. But look at Skens. He's at half HP. Flubba is just man. He's at half HP as well. And can they get the shock? He does get that shock at the very end. And I think that Skens might just go down here. He may have to link. He's coming in close, jigging, ready for it. He does take that one interrupt, but he's going for the G-heal again. Gonna land that one. He will stay alive for now, but shock is up again, and Flubba is at 40k HP. No mana whatsoever.
I think I might count him out at this point, dude, because a full kidney onto the Enhancement Shaman, that means that he's about to wreak havoc on anything. He's going to be on full stun DR, or not full stun DR, but he can't be stunned full. And he's just going to connect onto Flubba. Earth Shield up on, I believe it's still on Skens. He does use his Naru on himself, though.
And the Link does go down. There's a defensive bomb as well. Trying to do anything they can to stay alive, but he just has no mana left. We can see there's just not much pressure coming up from the RLS at this point. Double Fire Nova going down. Flubba's doing a good job kiting, staying away as best as he can. But he has to keep that Water Shield up, has to get some mana back. Otherwise, he's not even going to go Riptide himself. And he is sitting at about 40k, 50k HP. He's going for the G-heal, does fake that shock, but there's still another shock. There's still another spell lock. And the pillar has gone down, so he's available to be shocked and interrupted.
Yeah, this is so much trouble for Flubba at this point. He tries to get another heal off. It did get shocked. I believe there's going to be another shock available for this next heal. And actually, the Warlock should be using tongues at this point because it's going to be so much harder, but I don't think it even matters. Looks like Flubba may just go down at 2k health. He's just riptiding. He never dies. He's healing surges, but I take it back. He does end up falling to Swapsy, Bluckstack, and Botar.
Yeah, man, and that means they are up 2-0. And that is, match point. And we saw them already take out one RLS. It looks like they're poised to take out a second. And although, honestly, going into this, I thought that Kuna, Skens, and Flubba were going to be able to get something going. It just seems like they're just not able to get enough damage out. There's just way too many interrupts.
Well, this does mean there's an opportunity for something here, man. And every single time I say this does mean when someone's down 0-2, I just see the smile crack on your face because you know what it means. It means we need a comeback train. That's what we need. And they actually need a comeback train to stay in this tournament.
Yeah, well, I mean, they will be eliminated if they lose here. It means they will not be going to China, which is huge. It's all about getting top 2, man. Obviously, the winner, is going to be happy. It's nice you get more money. But at the same time, you want to be the one who's going to China. You do not want to go home in 3rd place, and especially going home with a 3-0 loss, it's got to be disheartening.
Yeah, I feel for both teams at this point. One of them knows that they're going to go home without the opportunity for China, and I feel at this point it may be Skens, Kuna, and Flubba. They don't look nearly as excited as they do earlier, but something to keep in mind is that it's exhausting to have to play all day long, especially when it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really hot in here too. You can see all the players are sweating. You can see the beads glistening on their foreheads and everything like that. It's definitely hot in here, man. There's lights on you that make it even more hot, and cameras and everything, and there's pressure, and you're stressed out. So it is pretty hot. But I mean, Kuna, Flubba, Skens, they can come back. They are down 2-0. They're facing elimination here against a setup that is just looking extremely strong.
Yeah.
But they're not out of it just yet. Maybe they can change up some things.
Yeah. But what can they change up, man? What would you do if you were in their situation?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I think that it all depends on kind of like how they're gearing already. If I'm Flubba, I'd be going like full spirit. I'd just be going full spirit, and it's like I'm not sure who wins on damage, but in this matchup, but you can go. If you go the distance, it comes down to damage done, and I'm not sure if the RLS is winning on that or not, but at least if you stay alive just with enough mana, then it's giving your team an opportunity to get a kill at some point in the game. Whether or not they're going to be able to do that, is hard to say, but I feel like Flubba's not really dying until he's at all. No one's dying until he's so I don't really feel like he needs extra Resil. Maybe, Kuna could put on a little bit more PV gear, try to get some more damage out. Skens could go with some PV trinkets, things like that. Just try to do anything you can to get that extra little bit of pressure that you need to get a kill, while Flubba just kind of goes full spirit gems, full spirit gear, things like that, and just tries to maintain.
Oh, full spirit gems. Wow, you really mean full spirit.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, full out. It's like they're only losing when he's so I feel like you really should just kind of go heavy on the spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, when I play Shaman, I usually use resilience gems, and that's just because I try and reduce damage on live. There's so much damage that you have to deal with, but I think you're right. Spirit gems may be the way to go. Maybe they can hear us. Guys, use spirit gems. That's a secret.
Yeah, well, who knows, man? I mean, I'm sure they're obviously smart enough to figure it out on their own and everything, and maybe he feels like, if I go Spirit, I won't have enough int to maintain, I won't have enough spell power, maybe the swaps will be too powerful, things like that. But I feel like at this point, when both losses have just been when he's completely tapped on mana, you have to think that as long as I don't we won't die.
Yeah. Well, we will be following Swap C.
Maybe we can follow Flubba this game just to mix things up, as they are on elimination. It's all going to come down to Flubba if he can keep his team alive. So maybe we can swap to the other POV from the RLS. That would be cool to watch Flubba for this game. But, so far we're going to be following Swapsy out here. He's going to be dropping that Healing Rain as per usual. And looks like he wants to get out into the middle, but no, he's actually just going to go slow back after dropping those totems up a little bit further.
Yeah, but dropping those totems up, that does mean that, does he have a magma down?
Yep.
Yeah, he does. Okay, that's very good. That means that Kuna won't be able to push in and get a sap on his target. But nonetheless, Kuna is just going to start right off onto Bluckstack. That is the Warlock on this team. Swapsy looks like he's going to press forward, but no, they may just end up hitting Kuna here. A smoke bomb goes down immediately, and a cheap shot, full dots on Swapsy into a full kidney. This is a great start. Swapsy is already down to about 90k HP, 80k now.
And there was a trinket by Botar. He's going to catch the UA to spell. I mean, Swapsy's going to be fine, but Giftinari was forced. The trinket was forced there on Botar as well, and I think that's really what they wanted. They just wanted the trinket, man. And they're willing to trade bomb for trinket. That's okay. And here's the swap onto Botar. He's garroted. Will he be kidneyed off that? I'm not sure if it's up just yet. Spirit Wolves have been popped. He throws out that Maelstrom heal, but Botar's actually taking a ton of damage. The fear does go down. Tremors drop, but Botar at about 40k HP, 30k HP. Is going to catch a big heal. The link goes down as well, just a second too late on that bomb. Otherwise, he would have bombed the link and possibly been able to get a kill. But they have used a lot of offensive cooldowns. They have gotten a lot of the defensive ones out of Botar as well.
Yeah, so at this point with the bomb down, I don't actually know who I believe is in the favor right now. They are going to swap over onto Swapsy. He does still have his trinket available, but no dots on him as he gets put into that full kidney. So it's really unfortunate for this RLS. You always want dots on all your targets, but it's so frustrating.
Yeah, we can see Swapsy has fixed his frames. I was surprised he was playing like that, and he noticed, he fixed it. Really early mana tide did go down there from Flubba, which is really intelligent. You need to stay super high on mana, as we saw. But here comes the swap on Botar, and he's actually stuck into full fear into a hex. He's going to have to trinket that. He's trying to get back, but he does not have Giftinari. He doesn't really have anything to help out Botar, and Botar, could be in a lot of trouble here. He's at about 50k HP, but a big fear onto Kuna. He's going to sit full, and I think that is going to give Botar the time he needs to top himself off.
Well, I actually thought they were going to get a kill there. Unfortunately for the RLS, they were not. Looks like they're still going to try and tunnel into these pets, but I don't understand the pet killing if you're not going to tunnel the Warlock afterwards. The kills that they're landing, they tend to be on the Shaman, so I think killing pets is basically worthless at this point. I would no longer do that. They are going to hit the rogue of Kuna. He is playing that rogue on the RLS team. He's hitting Swapsy. They're just trading blows back and forth like a good old sword fight.
And it looks like here comes that swap onto Kuna. Kuna is already pretty low on mana. He's already about 60% or so, and he already tied it. And wow, big burst coming in there from that enhancement shaman. Is going to dip him down pretty low. He has the Earth Shield up on himself, lands that G heal, full blind, but onto this shaman. They really good job forcing that trinket out on the hex once again, even with a double D curse. Here's the swap onto Botar. He actually trinketed that cheap shot as he's fully dotted up, but will he be able to get any heals out here? There's a CS onto Bluckstack. We can see that Botar trying to get out to his team. He catches one G heal heal. He is at about 60% though. The Spirit Wolves have been popped. The Shaman is just trying to shut down the Warlock of Skens, trying to stop the dots from coming out, but Botar still has those dots up, and Kuna is still training away onto Botar.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that he's actually clicking Bash at this point. He clicked Attack too. You know, I really think you should bind those abilities if Enhancement Shaman is a class you play a lot. And, you know, it's more efficient. They're still trying to hit Flubba. He is playing that Shaman on the RLS team. The Wolves are still attacking him as well. And here they go. They're going to kill more pets. But like I keep saying, why hit the pets if you're not going to hit the Warlock?
Well, the thing is, it does force out heals from Flubba, and that is just going to be mana wasted. So I actually kind of like it, even though, you know, he may not be able to kill with it. We can see that Botar is behind on mana from Flubba. He's definitely down on that, but doesn't matter. Big damage actually coming in here on Swapsy. He's out of about half HP. Is he going to have to pop any major cooldowns? Doesn't look like it just yet. And Flubba is actually being soloed by the Warlock right now. He's at about 40%. There's a full kidney, though, put onto Swapsy. I think that we'll see a heal coming out here. It's actually an NS, I think, used by Flubba, and he's still actually staying pretty low as he's fully dotted up. Catches the UA spell, and the Enhancement Shaman is about to connect. So this is a pretty bad spot here for Flubba as he does try to kite through the open. Halaterra goes in defensively. Tremor is forced. But that is going to give the space that Flubba needed to get away, and he's right now at double the mana of Botar, but we've seen this RLS just unable to get that pressure out to really finish anyone off.
Yeah, still so many Dispels coming in from Botar against Skens. Skens unable to keep his dots up for very long, and Swapsy actually doing a great job of decursing himself, and that means that, you know, if he catches a Curse of Elements, they're going to be taking 8% less damage, so it's very good for him to do. And it looks like a Spell Lock goes out onto Skens. No doubt some shocks will follow that up, but Botar is down to about 80k health at this point, and looks like Swapsy's just going to swap over onto Flubba.
And Flubba's still at a 50k HP, and he's trying to fake those heals, but he's unable to do so just yet, and he's split from his team. But here comes the swap, and there's a bomb going down immediately, but no dots are out, and Swapsy, I don't think he's really going to take that much damage. Corruption UA goes up now, but he's fine, and we can see at the same time, you know, there's a lot of damage being done to Flubba.
Yeah, and there was that Shamanistic Rage. That means that before that swap came, he was going to be taking less damage. But look at Flubba's health. He's dipping pretty low here. Spirit Link is forced. Everybody's able to get inside it and redistribute their health quite nicely. Botar's pretty though, and Flubba still has 30k in the tank. If he can survive this, it could be pretty good for him.
I don't think he can. He gets coiled. He has the UA spell. He's at 10k HP, 5k HP. Will he go down? This is match point. This would be it. He's just getting away barely, but he's still at 20k. He's going for the healing surge. Will he be shocked? He's shocked. 5k, 1k. He goes down. The double Shaman Warlock gonna take it 3 in a row, straight sets. They will be moving up to the grand finals, and congratulations to them. They will be going to China. Kuna, Skens, and Flubba gonna be going home disappointed, finishing in 3rd place. You know, really impressive performance. Showed some amazing games. My favorite game of the tournament was, you know, Kuna coming down. It was a 2v3, then like a 1v2, and then a 1v1, and he was able to finish that off. But we see this team is really excited, and rightfully so, man. Just playing a really great series, winning 3-0, and they will be moving on to the grand finals where they will face Yas Presents.
A big congratulations to Just Be Honest. That does mean China. Yas Presents also in China. There is Flubba. He is sitting on the left, Skens in the middle, and Kuna on the far right. No doubt they're very disappointed at this point. Everyone being good sports, but, you know, I can't blame them for looking unhappy. It really sucks to make it that far, man, but big shout out to Flubba, Skens, and Kuna. In my opinion, the current best RLS team in the world. So, yeah.
Yep, well, they are going to fall, and a little bit disappointing finish there for them, obviously. But 3rd place, nothing too shabby at all, and we're going to head over to Red Eye at the same stage.
Thanks very much, guys. Yes, Just Being Honest then are through to the grand final to replay the team they lost to in the upper bracket, of course, which is Yas Presents. They will, of course, have to win 2 sets of best-of-5 matches to take the crown. However, the good news for them is they are definitely in the global finals and going to Shanghai in China. So congratulations to them. Let's catch up with them and find out just how they're feeling in just a moment, actually, because we haven't got a microphone. Let me pass mine to him. That's probably best. Azael, do you want to interview the winner and find out how he's feeling right now? Okay, great. He's got a mic.
Okay, so I do have a mic now. We are ready. Botar, congratulations, 3-0. I mean, could you have really been expecting that good of a result?
To be honest, we didn't expect such a big win against Kuna, because we saw their last games and they played really good. They did insane pressure, way more than Gero did, but still we could manage to do it 3-0 even. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very surprised.
I mean, rightfully so. You're guaranteed now top 2 finish. You are going to China no matter what. How does it feel?
It's really good. I'm so happy. It's unbelievable. The whole team's happy. We just had a big hug, and yeah, it's really nice, really insane.
Yeah, well, you should be happy, man. Congratulations, absolutely amazing result. But, you know, are you satisfied with the tournament now? You know, are you like, okay, it's fine, or do you still think you can win the grand finals? Are you still really wanting to get first place here?
Well, to be honest, the main thing is that we're going to China, and if we win this grand final, it's just extra money, and I mean, like, it's also fun to play against the best players, so I don't really care, to be honest. Just going to China is the best.
All right, man. Well, you heard it here. He's going to China. Congratulations to you and your team. A 3-0 victory. Pretty impressive stuff over Microsity.be. I'm going to throw it back to Red Eye.
Thanks very much, guys. Yes, it is the grand final. It's the only match we have left here at Gamescom 2012 in the CM Storm ESL Arena. So don't go too far away, because we will be back with that next. It's Yaz Presents versus Just Being Honest.